Hey, what's going on, Thrive Hive? It's Chris and Hannah, and we have John Block and Mansi Shah here with us today. And we're going to be talking to them because they are an amazing couple that is working together, building businesses, helping entrepreneurs, and doing some amazing things. They run an organization called Abundant Tribe Leaders, and it's everything that it says in the name. Honestly, their mindset, their spirits are full of abundance, and they just have this amazing community. Hannah and I met them back in November, and it was just friendship at first sight, I guess is the best way to do it. We didn't know what we were getting into. We went to this retreat. It was this Abundance Tribe Leaders retreat. We showed up at it. We had no idea what we were going into. I was speaking on the money side of things, and it was we just kind of dove right into the community, and it was amazing, just like the container you guys created. And we just felt like that it was we were just meant to be in each other's lives in some way.
That's why we call it soul family.
Yeah.
It's beyond friendship.
Yeah. So I'd love just, obviously that was a really informal introduction. Like, I would love for you guys to kind of take a couple minutes and just kind of share a little bit about yourself and your journey. And I know you've been doing this, the Abundant Tribe Leaders thing for a couple of years now, but you have obviously a huge background of experience and a journey and a story and all that stuff. And I'm sure we'll get into it on a deeper level, but I'd love just like a minute or two of an introduction, if you could.
Yeah, my name is John Block, and as co-founder of Abundant Tribe Leaders, we bring together entrepreneurs to be using retreats as a big profit center for their businesses and standing for tribes on the planet. Beyond a mastermind is standing for the health and wealth of your tribe. And with that comes love and spirituality and leadership. Yet fundamentally, it's the greatest health, greatest wealth for your tribe. And it's the most fulfilling work I've done yet. I've been doing events since 2007 professionally, from the music and arts festivals to personal growth conferences to leading hotel ballroom seminars. It wasn't until I got together with this stunning goddess that we came up with Abundant Tribe Leaders to really focus on the retreat side and how to use that to really amplify your income and impact.
I love that. And Mansi, you got a background in, medicine, right? And so you have this holistic health background. Can you kind of share that and how that kind of weaves into everything that you do? Because I love how you kind of bring that into the whole culture of everything that you guys do together.
Absolutely. So I was a pharmacist, went through PharmD, and I had 8 years in school and got my license in California, and only to find out that I don't have much joy in prescribing these medications, because I knew a lot of answers were outside of what I was doing, and I was not allowed to do all of that in the profession. Like, it was kind of frowned upon. So I decided to leave medicine because I wanted to live the most abundant, fulfilling life where I was walking my path as the purpose-driven leader that I am, and I was on a quest. So two things that I really, really stand by is that I want to give people the most amazing, beautiful health. And because they're now going to live so much longer and healthier, I want to make sure they have enough money that they don't run out of. And that's how health, wealth were the two big values. And I've always had a spiritual existence since I was a little girl. I found myself having deja vus and just going down the spiritual path. So I knew these three core values was so inherent to me. And when I met John, we actually did a medicine journey, and stayed up all night, eight hours of mapping what this tribe leader program would look like.
And with medicine, you mean like psilocybin specifically, or was it?
MDMA.
MDMA. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we did a MDMA journey, and
nice.
We opened our journey with 3-MMC and then did MDMA. And it was a world-renowned facilitator who's doing these journeys all across the globe, helping couples find their true vision and purpose. So that's how this whole program was born.
It's amazing.
Overnight on this thing, and it has been the most fulfilling life that we have created for ourselves and for all the other leaders that we get to serve.
Yes. I love that for you.
I love that.
I love that for all of the people that get to be in your tribe. So can we like back it up a little bit for people who might not know what a tribe even is? Like, what the hell are we even talking about right now?
Yeah.
Can we just because we know we got to experience your tribe, but like our friends out here, it's still a mystery. So how do you guys define tribe? Like, what is in the 10,000 foot view? What does it look like?
It's getting back to the essence. We really have so much reverence for Native American culture, any Native culture that really was embodiment of tribe. It's people in person, around a fire, sharing stories, and really having each other's backs. And in a tribe, everything that you really need, you can go to your tribe for, whether it's how to have the greatest health or anything that you would really value, you go to your tribe for to really have each other's backs without agenda. It's just something that you do. You rise together. And in this modern world, especially in America, it tends to be more individualistic. Social media has perhaps aggravated some of this, and how many individual,
Perhaps.
yeah, and the emphasis on like the individual and their followers, and it's created this separation that we see played out, and certainly every 4 years you see it really played out of the us versus them. And we really are about the unity consciousness. And yeah, there are tribes, and we train the tribe leaders to have their tribes, which is a year-long membership typically that someone will invest to be a part of, and it could be $1,000 a month to be part of a tribe, and then they get access to that tribe leaders retreats in their community. However, it's also in working together with other tribes as well. So there'll be a summit we host where all the tribes come together, and the tribe leaders will speak at each other's respective retreats, and then sharing their wisdom and resources with one another.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool ecosystem, actually. I feel like that was connected. So when we learned about your tribe in your year-long program, you offer access to other people's tribes as well, which is a pretty awesome, ecosystem it's contained because you have personally vetted all of the people that are involved. But at the same time, it really has a lot of arms that go in a lot of places to serve people and to give human connection. You did say in person, this kind of in person where you're actually engaging eye to eye, heart to heart with people, which is amazing. You can't be replicated. Sorry, guys, that you're looking at us right now online, but in some day, in some way, we hope to connect with you in person as well.
It will happen.
It will happen.
Totally.
Because
That's the goal.
we love the trust that we can build, right?
Oh, yeah.
What happens in this way cannot happen in any other way.
Right. And it's fun. I mean, coming together as humans to play and to work and to eat and to just share space together, we kind of forget sometimes that that's actually fun. And
Wait, we're supposed to have fun in life?
We're supposed to have fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Remember that, side,
Are we going there?
little tangent.
We're going there.
When
Here we
we
go.
experienced this Tantra retreat last week, one of your tribes.
One of our abundant tribe leaders, yes,
Our tribe leaders, Scotty-O, shout out Scotty-O. You guys will hear a lot more from Scotty-O, friends, don't worry. But one of the things that we remembered that was reawakened in us, that this whole sensuality thing is actually supposed to be fun. And it seems stupid to have to remember that.
we had that breakthrough ourselves.
Duh,
Same time you guys did.
right? But it was like, over time, it just compacts and it compacts and it compacts and it compacts. The time, the pressure, the expectation, your relationship is crap without that aspect, and the pressure, and all of a sudden it stops being fun.
Life just becomes serious.
Yeah, life gets real.
You get more financial obligations. The businesses grow bigger. You got bigger communities. You have kids. You have more responsibilities.
More money, more problems too.
Right.
That's
And
the thing.
The intimate side of your relationship just kind of becomes something you try to fit in, and you pressure, and before you know it, it's not fun.
Yeah, and it's an aspect that
becomes
started
a
off as
burden.
being fun, and it becomes a burden.
And we make that a
Right.
burden.
But we can go back to being fun. And sitting around the campfire makes any hard conversation a hell of a lot more fun, right? Be it doing it in person, laughing with each other, dancing with each other, getting silly with each other. It takes the hardest work, the deepest stuff, the trauma release, the personal development stuff, and it gives it a sense of ease and fun and playfulness. And you guys did a great job, by the way, of making the hard work of the personal development stuff that we did at your tribe, the Abundant Retreat. I'm screwing up what we're calling it.
Abundance
But
retreat.
the Abundance Retreat for Abundant Tribe Leaders. And you made it fun. And you can really only do that in person too, not on.
Yeah, I think a lot of this came together as a result of the pandemic and how so many seminars were going online, the typical hotel ballroom seminar was going online because it's easily replicatable. It was the guru on stage, the one with all the wisdom, and they're like, well, I can save a whole lot of money if I just bring this to the computers and have people sit at home and listen to me.
Yeah.
And we have never really enjoyed those types of seminars to begin with. Even before we met, that's something we connected on early on in our dating.
I could not
It's so
pretend
boring.
that I was retreating online.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. I've tried the same thing. I've tried even staying in pajamas and having snacks and munchies and being like, okay, I'm going to do this for 3 whole days. When buying one of those online retreats, it was like a, presence and mindfulness retreat. And we were going to do all these things. I was like, I'm not leaving the house.
Well,
And I couldn't do it.
At best, it's boring. At worst, it's torturous. Well, yeah, because when you go to the actual retreats, it's not the seminars that you're watching, like when you're home sitting in bed watching your computer screen. That makes a difference. It's the connections with the people in between the sessions,
Exactly.
at lunch, at dinner, at
the
night,
love
after
that we
hours.
share.
Yeah, those
Person.
And the
conversations.
vulnerability that you're not gonna get on
You're
this.
talking about your problem, and then I'm like, what? You have that too?
Right.
And now we're sisters,
Yes.
right? Because we connect.
Wait, you guys shared a problem?
We should.
I'm sure a problem. We share lots of problems. I have lots of problems. I love talking about my problems now. It's my favorite thing to do because that's how people connect now, through the cracks in the armor. That's how we connect. And I can't say that to people without actually doing it, walking the walk.
That's why we decided to triple down on the in-person. So to make our events in person, to be training those who also have this calling as we have. Like, there is no replacement for the magic of in-person.
Yes.
The breakthroughs over the meals in the hallways afterwards, hanging out on the couches like at midnight. There's no replacement for that.
Absolutely.
So I got to ask, because you guys said you guys came together on a plant medicine journey. So how integrated into your life is plant medicine in how you navigate your relationship, your business decisions, your decision-making process in general? How actively do you guys intentionally or not use plant medicine?
I can start with this. So being a pharmacist, I study molecules, I study receptors, I study body, detox pathways. That's been my life for 10 years.
Yep.
So when I compare the pharmaceutical molecules, inorganic molecules, and then I can compare organic molecules, which is from plants and nature, and sometimes semi-organic, depends. That's something that I really take it seriously, and I really look at how is it regenerative or depleting, and then what to do when it comes to moving emotions, moving through decisions. As an entrepreneur, you're making thousands of decisions all day, and a lot of things get stuck because we are humans and we like repeating patterns and cycles. And what we have realized, I can speak for myself and let John Block speak for himself, is that I love using medicine as a method of moving through things that are keeping me either stuck, or there are hard decisions to take, there are big visions to create. So it's very integrated as a part of our life. And as a couple, it really helps us go back in our love bubble. And it is important for us to keep reminding each other that we still come first. And we are so dedicated to our mission that sometimes we can forget that. So plant medicine helps us with that. So there's so many different ways that we integrate our personal relationship, for business decisions, and for the tribe too.
It's amazing.
Yeah, typically once every 2 months, I'll get a hotel room for us. So doing it somewhere out of our regular environment. And then we'll do the MDMA. That is our favorite one.
Really?
Yeah. Because there isn't a whole lot of processing to do. It just brings us
You back. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's so simple
Oh,
to go back to.
that's interesting.
And it really helps us rekindle our love and our relationship. So usually the 2-month mark really is kind of it starts getting stale.
Mm.
We need
a little too much routine, and too much headiness.
Yeah.
She can't stand me on DMT, so we discovered that.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
I'm a crier and a screamer, folks.
Yeah. Well, you got stuff to process, you know? It's all good. We all do. Believe me, listen,
everyone's process.
She doesn't shame me for it, just doesn't want to be around it. That's all.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just like we need to know how to navigate through that.
Well, it disrupts her process. Listen, man, I got pulled out of my last ayahuasca ceremony. Like I was told, and I was one of the co-leaders of the group, and I had to get pulled out. Like the shaman was like, "Yo, you're disrupting your whole crew. This has got to stop." Like, and they literally like I didn't even know what universe I was in. I was like, they picked me up basically and escorted me down this staircase, and I had to leave the premises because I was being too loud and distracted.
We feel a lot.
We feel a lot.
You have to process a lot, and we get it.
Right.
Yes.
And it's beautiful,
There
but
ain't no shame in it, but it was. But for her, as I'm there going through my process, it's really hard for her to drop in because she's concerned. Like if I were to hear her struggling, it'd be hard for me to process. Like for me to truly.
It's your person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you know consciously that they're fine and they're going to be fine, but it just takes you out of yourself to then be in like concern for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I've come to the conclusion, I think us girls have, that if we work with ayahuasca together, we would love to have you, and you boys are going to be in your own separate room. Like
I got a space if you guys come to Peru with us in June.
I'm going extra loud.
I got a space.
It's going to be the loud room. I mean, it's not a shame room. It's like, think of it like the red room. Like it's a special place for you, but that way we can have our own journey and, do our magical work without you loud rooms. I don't know. It's an option.
It's a thing. We'll see.
thing.
We'll play it out.
It's cool. And then you two can yell to the trees and no one will mind and it'll be perfect. And we'll just giggle and it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
But I love that you guys have used sort of non-traditional approaches to keep things in your business flowing and moving and creative, and also in your romantic life. Do you have any other, I don't know, tips or techniques? Sounds trite, but what else have you guys found in addition to plant medicine that has really helped you be able to be double entrepreneurs, working on the same exact business in the same house, living 24/7 on a mission-driven, passionate project like you're doing? Like, there's a lot of whammies that you guys are stepping into in terms of what makes it difficult to be entrepreneurs and a couple and working all of it together. And so what else have you guys found that you could share with people?
We have a lot of daily practices, so it's pretty regimented routine. We'll get up about 6:30 each day, and then we'll have our Hanuman Chalisa, which you want to share what that is?
Yeah, so we have a mantra, Hanuman mantra, which is keeping all negative energies and forces away. He is known for that in Indian culture. So we play that first thing. That's like,
we crank it.
Yeah.
So it's a song. It's a
YouTube video.
It's a mantra that
the one we listen to is.
we listen to. So it's a part of our cellular DNA.
That's awesome. Can you give us a link and we'll put it in the description?
You're going to ask them to sing it.
About to say,
It's all in Sanskrit. It's very complicated.
Yeah, but you're
but
from
you could
India,
drop a
you
line.
could do it.
No.
No.
I thought he was playing.
Anyway, so
We'll drop a little
yeah, it's
something
a
to it
smaller
after.
thing. So, and then we do our breath work, and we have a miracle meditation that we do together.
Okay.
And we get into yoga, walk, and it is a 2-hour process to really get into the rhythm and set the tone right for the day for miracles to come and drop in. They do drop in every day.
Nice.
And I found that, in that 2 hours or maybe just added on, I need my alone grounding time. That's a bit much to be doing as a couple, because then we have the work, oftentimes Zoom calls and meetings that we're doing in the day. So for me, the masala chai tea, which she taught me how to make, and that's my own personal slice of heaven, is masala chai. And then educating myself, like reading some entrepreneur book, and then my own personal meditation, and then I'm really ready to embrace the day.
Love that.
Cool.
Well, go ahead. No, go.
And you guys go for a walk together also? You said that's
Our
part of
golden
it.
doodle keeps us accountable.
Nice.
Golden doodle keeps you.
Otherwise, you have the piddles on the floor.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
very cute golden doodle.
Yeah.
That's cool.
A couple times a day, we go for nature walks, and
Nice.
they're like our hacks for a relationship.
Yep.
We also create a bubble every day.
Love bubble.
What is this love bubble?
What is this love bubble?
must
Yeah,
know
explain the
about
love
the
bubble.
love bubble.
Explain this love bubble.
Didn't you teach us how to create it?
Did I teach you how to
Probably.
create it? I don't remember
shields.
half the shit I talk about. So tell me, what did I
Well,
teach you?
you talked about the bubble around you. I don't know.
Oh yeah, like a protective, an
I
energetic
asked you
protection
that.
bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As a protective bubble for our love and relationship.
You guys gave it a lovey twist.
We
That's
did.
amazing.
Yeah,
I
you
haven't
taught
used
us
it
to
as a
give it a
love
twist.
bubble before. So I just taught
She's
them.
never invited me into her bubble.
Give it another 20 years.
You're always in my love bubble, baby. But cool. So you guys use like the protective energy kind of a shield. And I just taught you how when I go into a large space or a place where I know that there's going to be intrusion into my personal sovereignty, I kind of bubble up. Like I just put this energetic force field around me, and it's permeable by choice. But for those that really feel safe, but then it also just gives you this sense of protection between you and the environment that you're in. And so if I shared it with you, then that's great. And my short-term memory is coming back on that. But I love how you guys made it a twist so that it encompasses both of you.
Right.
So you sit and actually visualize this every day now, or do you use it only when you go out?
No, every morning.
Every morning.
In bed.
Before leaving bed, so the final thing we do
Okay.
is like create a love bubble
Okay.
us that's impenetrable.
Yeah.
That's
love
awesome. That's really cool.
So that just makes me realize, like, one of the things
Then I'm
that I
brilliant.
love.
Yeah, thank you.
that
Thank
too.
you for that.
That too, babe.
I appreciate it. No, you
well-
guys are brilliant. You took what you learned and you
Right.
used it.
And,
so
and
well.
and that's the thing is like one of the things every time I talk to you, especially you, and I know you're both kind of similar, but
Uh-oh.
you are
Is he in trouble?
very
You're pointing. When you point.
very very focused, very intentional, and you're such a learner, right? And you're always seeking
Yeah.
how to improve and seeking, and you're asking these questions like, and I'm always like astounded at you come up and you're like, you're doing that, like how's it working for you, how's it not, like how do you process that, how do you do this, how do you do that, and like trying to figure out what's working for everybody in every situation. And the cool part is like I've met other people that do that, but not people that do it and then go test it and implement it and try it in their own life to the level in which you do. And that was an example. You guys learned that from her really quickly, but we would have never expected that you would hear her say that and implement that in your life to that level. So, I mean, that's amazing.
So you're extra awesome.
Yeah.
You're even more awesome than we thought before we started having this conversation. That's really what we're saying.
I mean, I don't know how
Yeah.
much business advice I have to give. I'll say maybe the single biggest one is surround yourself with amazing people you can learn from. If you really want to love what you do and be excited to the next event or whatever, surround yourself with amazing people you can learn from.
If you're not inspired by folks that you're hanging out with, change your circle.
Right?
Because
Say that again one more time for
if
everybody
you're
at home.
not inspired by the people you're hanging out with, change your circle. Because think about this. We're seeing each other in this month almost like 10 days. Like that's a lot of time to spend with each other. And we're choosing that.
Yeah.
Because we get to learn and grow together and thrive together. And that's why it's the soul family that really you get to create that.
And it's a choice and it's a gift to be able to be intentional about that. A lot of people think, our natural instinct is just to hang out with our family, to hang out with our coworkers, if you have a job, to hang out with your friends from high school, from college, the ones that you have sort of grown up with. But I read a suggestion recently, and it was a pie chart about dividing our time 33, 33, and 33 with people who are at our level that are kind of just our peers. It's like easy, it's comfortable, it's your fun ones, it's the ones maybe you've known for a long time. Spend about 33% of our time with people that we are the influencers. You're picturing the people, right?
She taught this at a bonus retreat.
Did you seriously?
Yeah.
So you could jump in. I'll let you teach the third wheel or something, the third part if you want. And so it's like the 1/3 of it is the people who are in our comfort zone. And then the 33% is also people that we are teaching, that we are pouring into, that we are offering our life experience and our wisdom, our strength, all of the stuff that we have to give, which as teachers and coaches and, leaders, we do a lot of that. But then 33% of the time we could be dedicating to, take it away.
To those who will give us the hand.
Yes.
those who are above us, they inspire us, right? We have some amazing people in our network that are multi-8-figure heart center leaders. We're not talking just money. We're talking the heart that they have for humanity. And those are the ones that we choose to hang out with.
Yeah.
And even the 33% that you're in the comfort zone, you could still change those and have peers that are similar heart center leaders at your same level.
Totally. And I would even say it's not, inspiration is important, but there's also challenge. And there's challenge with love. You know, it's like people who are going to coach you, they're going to stretch you, they're going to lovingly be a mirror to us about the patterns that they see that we're engaging in our lives that might be holding us back. And only those that are a few steps ahead of us, not just in age, but in all of the different aspects of life, they have the ability to do that, and they can reflect to us areas of potential growth. And
I have
so
a question for you two.
Yeah.
You've accomplished some very extraordinary things just in your relatively short time on this earth. You know, we just had Zarya, mind blowing. Girl, make it to Zarya. Okay,
Gotta
do
go to
yourself
Zarya.
that. It's on your bucket list. All right. If it's,
I love how much
gotta be.
sleep you guys got, actually. Your first night at Zarya. I think
So
you woke
well
up at what time was it this morning?
I don't know, but I got there early for breakfast and they didn't get out of bed till 10. I didn't see them until almost 11.
I'm
you got a
so
good
excited
11
for you.
hours, I think.
Yeah.
I warned them at dinner last
Holy
night.
shit.
I said the jungle can make you sleep, and there is a beautiful, energetic healing vortex here specifically on the mountain of Zarya. And I was like, you might have the best sleep of your life and not want to wake up. Just fair warning. And
Yeah.
sure enough,
We received that.
And
Yay.
remember that Hannah said that last night, and it's happening already.
I am so happy for you. Sorry to interject.
My question is, how much of everything you created, the beautiful family, the life that you have, has been because of this growth mindset, this curiosity, this willingness to continually work on yourself?
I would say 100%, probably 101%. I mean,
101%.
and all of it and more. And I would say for us specifically, it was about not giving up. You know, we both have had plenty of situations, both in business and in our relationship, where most people would have given up. Most people would have thrown in the towel. Most people would have gone a different direction. When I was doing my business and when I first launched my company, Life 180, I remember struggling mightily to the point where we had to move in with parents, and the point where it was a mess for a while. I was going through a lawsuit. There was non-compete lawsuit. There was all these things going on. And I remember I was offered a job that paid $200,000 a year and plus bonus and like all these things to do what I was doing. But I didn't want to give up my freedom, and I didn't want to give up the vision. And everybody in my world thought I was crazy for, like, with a wife and a baby and a toddler with 2 kids at home going through this, and I'm just suffering, and my family's suffering, and my in-laws are looking at me like, yo, kid, like, get it together.
Get a job,
like,
dude.
Get a job, dude. And
Why
and
won't
to
you
me,
just get a job? Everybody's asking me.
and so to me, it was I didn't want to sacrifice because I knew what our vision was, and I knew that was the one thing that's always kept us together through all the hard stuff, through all the challenges, the financial struggle, the marital struggle from time to time. Over 23 years now, this stuff happens, and the one thing that's really kept us together is our shared vision for what we want our life to be, and being uncompromising.
And how we get there
Yeah.
is personal development.
Yeah.
It's constantly, I mean, you could tell 10 stories about how we almost threw in the towel, or how we should have given up, or how we could have been divided by certain things. And the one, we're connected by the vision, which was similar to what you guys had when you first met.
Yeah.
The very first night that we connected, we weren't on plant medicine. I was still drinking alcohol, so it might have been a little alcohol fueled back then. But we were up all night long thinking, not having any idea that there was a relationship potentially going to be involved there, just like talking as humans about our life goals and our visions and what we were willing to do for those visions, and how they were so much different than anything that our families had ever seen or experienced or done or been. And we were kind of the weird ones in both of our families for having that. And then just that we were willing to shift and to change and to grow however we needed to in order to fulfill that vision. And we were up watching the sunrise, our very first evening ever spent together. And I think that was what absolutely connected us. But yeah, that's the one thing that I've ever, I feel like, done consistently well since being a teenager. Everything that I have screwed up, and I'm a catastrophic A+ screwer-upper. Like, that is what I do the best in the world, is I blow things up, and I blow them up big. But outside of that, it's about the growth to learn what happened, how I can change, how other people have changed, how I can improve, and how I can share that improvement and those steps with other people in a vulnerable way.
And I think it's a mindset for both of us of just like radical accountability. And so like when we've had challenges, it would have been really easy for her from time to time to kind of be a victim and blame me. And it would have been easy for me to blame her in certain situations. But we both work really hard on, like, listen, I'm not saying that there's not moments of blame or, you know, you have those phases, but ultimately we get to this place where we take accountability for our side of the street, and we look at these situations as, and truly believe that they're opportunities for growth and expansion. And I now see some of the hardest things that we've gone through, and rather than look at them with sorrow or pain, I look at them with gratitude, you know, because I know that we wouldn't be here without them, you know. And in the moment, I know that I felt like I was going to die sometimes going through the process, you know.
Right.
And so it's cool to like have that. But I think having a partner, a life partner that is on the same path as you and that you have that shared vision is essential, because she's not easy to live with and neither am I, right? Like we are both, right? We're not.
You guys understand this.
You know,
we're not easy people, but we're freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we try to give each other a lot of grace because the awesomeness level is high. It's like the risk reward, you know, is
Right.
awesome is high. The pain in the assness is too. So we try to give each other more
Comes
grace.
with the territory.
Comes to the territory. Yeah. Strong-willed, dynamic, opinionated, independent. All of the things that make us great are also our shadow. And so we're constantly, did I cut you off?
No, you're good.
I totally cut you off.
That's okay. I'm used to it.
Go ahead, baby. All you, baby.
I don't even know what I was saying now. I
to this
forgot.
guy.
No. I mean, it's all good. I mean, I think it just comes down to figuring out what works for you. But like, I just know that I couldn't be married to, I can't imagine being married to anybody else or being in a relationship with anybody else, because I don't think anybody else would get me or would have taken this ride in the supportive way. I tell her all the time, like, I am where I am and who I am. I do the brunt of the work. I'll take credit for that, but I wouldn't have had the courage or the confidence to do it had I not
Without her
known
holding the space.
that she was holding the space and had my back, and that even if I fell on my face, it was going to be okay, right? Like, we were going to be good.
Yeah. I think that's something that we've learned sort of the hard way too, is instead of the critical spirit that's so easy when you see the awesomeness potential in someone else and they may not be living up to that. It's so easy to fall into that space, isn't it? Of like, well, if you could only...
Is this the angry condescending Hannah you mentioned over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, the angry
She comes out
condescending-
every now and then.
every once in a while. But when I was younger, I thought that was a way to edge someone
Did she
to
ever.
success. And so like,
That's what I thought too.
wait,
so-
yeah.
Because they want a drill instructor, not a wife, right?
Exactly. If they wanted a drill instructor. But, you know, we couldn't afford to pay for an outside coach. So I'm going to be your coach. And when we first started,
Which is the worst disaster you can ever have.
That is an abundance blocker.
It is an abundance blocker. Exactly. Yeah. And so like now,
It's another kind of blocker too.
instead, it is.
It is true.
I'm just saying. It is. Let's
Don't dare block her.
Right? Unless you're into the dominatrix thing.
I mean, I guess.
That's got to be set up properly.
That's got to be done right.
Yeah.
It's
There's
true.
got to be the right boundaries for that, though.
Yeah.
Right. So just like, you know,
There's
random.
outfits involved, all that.
I think we're learning a lot from Tantra.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
Well, you guys have been on that journey for a little while, right?
Well, we went to a retreat in September, but
As
he's
Scotty
been
knows.
on a journey like that with Esta, and he's been to other things. So
Okay.
yeah,
Well, I love the self-love aspect of it and the sovereignty.
Yeah.
I don't think it works otherwise. And I think Tantra has been highlighted the sexual aspect of it.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the stuff that gets attention, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really incomplete without that self-love and sovereignty. And that's sexy, you know, to have that someone who really loves themselves and is sovereign in their power. And of course, you're going to have the best physical connection then too.
For sure. You were talking about, that's what I was going to ask earlier, is like you were talking about you guys do your couple bubble, right? Your love bubble, love bubble.
Love bubble.
And you guys do your walk and your process, whatever. You said you needed your own time. It's interesting. We're doing now this, I don't know what we want to call it, like 30-day relationship challenge, 30-day challenge. And in it, we have an activity we each need to do alone every day. So she has her time and I have my time.
On the calendar.
On the calendar. It's there. So it's real.
It's a little weird.
And then at night we have exercises and things that we do together. And it's really important, I think, that you have your own time and you have your own time. We have our own times, because what I realized in this, and it's weird, it sounds so simple, but I don't know that I would have had this before. We have our own shit we need to process. You know what I mean? Like the stuff she needs to work on for her and process, and whether it's journaling or other exercises, whatever it is, what she has to process is different than me. So I have like all these emotional release and different types of things that I need to go through, and exercises that are specifically for my own internal dialogue, my own internal self-limiting beliefs and my own internal things that I'm holding on to and traumas and whatever, and hers are different. And, you could say that for every couple, it's going to be different. So I think dedicating that time every day, we've only been doing it, 6 days now, 5 days, something like that.
Who's counting?
And it's been, who's counting?
It's been really hard, y'all. It's been really challenging.
It's been,
It's good.
It's good.
I leaned into the challenge.
Yeah.
Well,
but that's
all
the work.
Kids, you guys have to not give your power away and make excuses. That's like you're in the less than 1%, right? Most would say like, oh, well, I have this or that going on with the kids and I don't have time. And
I don't have time for that.
Oh, it's
relationship
easy.
gets lost. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes it's hard. Like, you just do what you have to do to kind of at least have a win. I think the biggest thing is don't shame yourself.
Oh, you're going to take my part.
What do you mean?
You're going to take my part.
No, I'm just saying.
Yes, you are. So Chris is following the rules to this challenge to the T.
Well, I'm excited about
He's slaying it. And he's the one who went through and he was like, okay, I'm going to time block it. And there's literally 4 different activities in my calendar because we share Google Calendar. So Chris has been amazing at doing this challenge. Like he literally has time blocked into my Google Calendar, because it's the only way that we live, is he has his GCal, I have my GCal. We can see each other's schedule all day long, and then we can see each other on the map. So it kind of gives us some synergy of how it's rolling. He puts 4 different activities from this 30-day challenge, 4, into my calendar. So it's 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. And
it's 4 because I put her workout on there that she was going to do anyway.
One day I had 4,
I just
and it was
blocked it
legit 4. It was like all these different things. But anyway, so he is rocking this challenge. He is all about it and he's mastering it. I, on the other hand, am having challenges with
resistance,
which tells me lean the hell in. Like when you
your personal responsibility
hate a thing, that means it's what you need the most. It's like when I first started doing yoga, it's because this obnoxious yogi guy at a wellness conference was like challenging me about yoga. And I said, no. I was an athlete. I like to sweat a lot. I like to do real resistance training and weight training and just kick your ass training. And if I'm not vomiting and passed out at the end of a workout, it doesn't feel like a workout to me. Mm-hmm. And this very zen yogi master that I wanted to punch in the nose was like, what I find to be the truth is that we often resist what we need the most. I was like, fine. And so I did yoga for 30 days. Every day. I leaned in and I hated it, like seethingly hated it every day. But I listened to his reminder that what we resist is what we need the most. And so then I gave it 60 days and I was like, I'm going to do this until I hate it less than what I actually want to do it. And then I gave it 90 days. And by the end of 90 days, not only did I not hate it anymore, but I actually really loved it. And I know how good it is for me and all of that stuff.
Now you're a new person.
And it's not like I'm a huge yogi, practitioner all the time, but I really love it when I do it.
She really enjoys it.
Yeah. And anyway, so the leaning in thing has become part of my DNA that now I realize I'm getting resistance here, trying a Kundalini thing where you're twisting and you're breathing or the fire breath. You guys are awesome at your breath work. That stuff doesn't come naturally to me. I find it super uncomfortable. So I know that I need it. And anyway, it's in the calendar and it might be this eye gazing deal for 10 minutes. It was on my calendar for 10 minutes, just gazing at eyes. And I was like, bro, I can't do that. Like, I love your eyes. They're really, really pretty. I'm sure I could make some things happen if I think about the construct of the different, I could.
I know from November, you were Ms. Eyes Wide Shut.
Dude, yes. Yes. Like the deep, long stare does not work for me. So it's on my calendar to do this eye gaze.
Once a week.
And we tried it. And I was like, baby, set the timer. And then a minute later, I was like, how long do we have? And he goes, 10 minutes. I'm like, fuck that, set it to 2. And he goes, really? I'm like, absolutely. So we switched it to 2. And my breathing, like I started getting hot and sweating, and it was wicked uncomfortable for me. The timer went off and I was like, yes, I'm free. The point of this is a therapist told me once that there's this fancy name for it called approximate. So if you can't do the whole thing, you can't run the marathon immediately, you can't do the 10 minutes of eye gazing, you can't do the yoga right off the bat. There's too much resistance there. Approximate. Bring it down to the smallest percentage you can where you'll actually successfully do the activity, because you're retraining your biology and your brain, and you're actually building new synapses in your brain that are telling you, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And so instead of pushing yourself into a time where you're going to be unsuccessful and you're going to hate it, bring it down to the place where you can be like, fuck yeah, I got this. So that's what I'm doing in my 30-day challenge. And
I love it.
It's fantastic. So I just wanted to give permission to those who are trying to set up things of challenge. We're in the self-development space. We're always looking for new ways of doing things. And we don't want to push ourselves so hard to the point where we feel like we're failing all the time. That is old, type
then you
A,
shame yourself.
high achieving, shaming behavior, and that doesn't serve us either. So bring it back to a place where it just feels like, yes, I did it. And now I'm excited because I can do 2 minutes of eye gazing uncomfortably.
We know that.
But I can do it.
Next time we're going to do 3.
No, maybe.
Stretch.
But anyway, so that was just my little side note to give people permission. Like, try the hard thing and lean in, but keep it in a space where you actually can win. That's all. That's all I wanted to toss into the mix on.
I love it. There we go.
You guys can laugh at me. It's totally fine, by the way, because I know that you're all wanting to laugh at me.
It's
Perfect.
Have you guys ever tried the eye gazing thing?
They're probably professionals at eye gazing.
Yeah, we've done that a lot.
We do a lot, but it's not hard for either one of us.
It's not?
No.
I go through my laundry list. I go through what is science, what is the science of what's happening in the eyes, and why is this so damn important, and how many religious traditions from the beginning of time have practiced eye gazing. I go off on all of these tangents instead of just really being present and looking at the eye.
Eye is the gateway to the soul.
I do, and there's a lot behind that gateway that I want to know. And so I go into all of those places instead of just actually being present and looking at the eye. And it's the opposite of a presence practice for me at this moment. But that is free to change. And that's why we're going to continue doing it. Yeah.
Maybe.
Good then.
We'll report back.
It's all good.
Have
We'll
our
report back.
process.
Yeah.
And we just respect each other's process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm good at other things. Yeah.
There we go.
Just not the eye gaze.
Totally.
But we had questions more about the sense of tribe.
Yeah.
And how people could potentially create their own tribes.
Yeah.
Let's have a jam to some of our entrepreneurs who are hearing the word tribe and maybe getting tingly and going, oh, I want to know more about that. How do I participate?
Yeah,
How does that start?
I think that's the question is I work with a lot of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs is our circle, right? That's what we do. And so if you have an entrepreneur who's looking to build a tribe, where do they start? Because you guys are magical at building this community and teaching people how to do it. And I think a lot of times what happens is entrepreneurs have their gift, their unique zone of genius, and for them it just feels maybe normal, and maybe they feel like they're not worthy of having a tribe, or maybe they feel like they are worthy and they want to have a tribe, but they don't know where to start. And I'm sure you see kind of everything in between that. So what's the secret sauce for the getting started
And
with
what's the
building a
value in
tribe?
getting started too? And if somebody already has a successful, thriving business, why would they want to prioritize, for example, the time and energy and financial, necessities of building a tribe? To add some context to your question.
Sure.
I'm saying that and. So why build a tribe and then how to get started, if we boil it down. Yeah?
Right.
Cool.
There has to be a stirring in your soul that there's something more that you're meant to bring to this world, and to really relate to what it's like to not have a tribe and the pain of that, and decide that as a leader, you're going to address that. I describe a leader as having two qualities. We're disruptors and we're visionaries. So we have to take an existing status quo and say, not anymore. Martin Luther King looked at the state of racism in America and said, not anymore, not in my lifetime. Disruptor. And with that, a visionary. I have a dream, right? So leaders have that same quality. In the context of being a tribe leader is to say that, all right, in my industry, that it's been done a certain way, and maybe like we have an accountant, for instance, who's a tribe leader, so not whom you know. And she recognized that as accountants, that is typically numbers in your head, more transactional type relationships, like quite literally.
Yes.
And you work with clients individually, but don't bring them together ever in person. And the assumption is, why would they want that? That's not the nature of the relationship, right? That's the sort of status quo for being an accountant. In working with us now, the tribe she's creating is one where all her clients get together because as business owners, we want to get together. We're veterans of the same war. So like only we're in it and currently.
Yes.
So to be able to share, and then her as a networker going to these events has different connections who could be an asset to these entrepreneurs. So to bring them together, and it creates this MRR, which is a very popular acronym around our retreats, the monthly recurring revenue. The bills keep coming in every single month, just as a human in civilization. That's the reality. So the revenue has to come in every single month. Only as entrepreneurs, that's the single biggest problem, is the up and down nature of cash flow. So if you have an abundance tribe, then you're charging, say, $1,000 or $2,000 per month. And these are numbers that oftentimes we start folks out at. They have an existing business already, yet they're wanting to scale it. Creating an abundance tribe is the best way to do that, where it's not just you as the leader, to be clear either, where it's all about your expertise. I mean, you're the tribe leader, yet you're also the tribe curator, and you're bringing in others who have expertise to augment that. And the majority of us who really come from this sense of soul and deep connection, we want to be part of other tribes. And there's this trusting that if we put our energy in the right place, and you're all great examples of this, then the business will come, right? It doesn't have to be a transactional type thing. I personally wouldn't want to have people come in unless they had that sense of trust with the universe and could be mentors in how to trust and flow more. And that's whom we've been very fortunate to curate.
I love that. Do you have anything to add to that? That was pretty good.
That was amazing. And I would like to add a little bit more. What got you to your first million will not get you to 100. And this whole nervous system of trust with tribes and building leadership, where it's the highest level of leadership, where my tribe meets with your tribe and we all thrive together. And then there's 5 other tribes. And as an entrepreneur, you are nothing without your tribe.
Yeah.
You are nothing without an audience, aka also you go deep with the audience, they become your tribe, right? So why are we building social media personal brands? Like, why are we doing that? Because we want to pull in the right people. Everything that the divine has to give us, we speak through that channel, and it's of service. We're not there as an ego-driven personal brand. We're there to serve. And then from that service, we build this amazing, beautiful tribe that becomes the 1,100 agents that you have. Or we're more on the boutique style, 50 to 100 leaders that we serve. And then these leaders have their own influence circles. So each of these leaders has between 50 to 250 people that they have gone deep with. And now we have thousands of these amazing people. And that's what entrepreneurship is about, is building bridges, being of service.
Love that.
Yeah.
So so one of the things that I heard you say, John, was you got to feel called. You got to have a stirring. I think it's the word you used, right? And so I love that. You got to have a stirring. And because building a tribe isn't the easiest thing to do. And I think it's not, because you were like, how do you know it's worth it? And I feel like if you're asking yourself that question, you're probably not going to start a tribe.
Right.
Is that fair? Like,
because you're in the inquiry of doubt.
yeah,
And the trust.
Yeah. So you got to get to a place where you just have this, it becomes the choiceless choice, as we say.
You can't not do it.
You can't not do it. Exactly. You have to do it. And so the question
Like
is,
the calling to work with plant medicine too.
yeah,
Because you can't decide just from your intellectual space that it's time for you to work with the medicine. The medicine will call you.
yeah,
You will be notified, as we say.
totally.
Tangent.
Yeah, being the tribe leader is work, and we're out to make this an occupation, just like how when we were growing up, the occupation of influencer did not exist.
Right.
So we tend to forget that, and certainly our parents don't even think along this lines typically. Occupations can be invented. So this occupation of tribe leader, where a starting salary is about $250,000 a year.
Yeah, we
Right?
have a blueprint for that.
yeah.
8K a year.
Yeah, where you would
of
have
salary
yeah.
that a tribe leader should be making.
$2,000 a piece for a 1-year agreement times 12 members.
members.
Yeah, that's what the blueprint is. So inside of that, because it is a lot of work to be
Yeah.
leading a tribe, that's where having different passive income streams is important within the tribe. And that's something also to hit upon is this revenue octopus principle, where we're disrupting quite a few things here. We've been a part of different masterminds. We're in a mastermind to start your own mastermind among other mastermind leaders.
Nice.
And we saw a few critical things missing. One is that everyone operating in silos, their respective businesses, there wasn't a sense of what we now refer to as together we rise. There was a sense of like, well, hopefully you make it, but I'm busy focusing on myself, right? Instead, this collaborative spirit of we're all ensuring each other's greatest success, like that is very much by design on our parts. Also, too, how if you have a mastermind, your revenue points would be someone paying to be in that mastermind. Whether it's 10K, 25K, 100K, they're paying to be in that mastermind, and that's pretty much it. And the idea of generating additional business doesn't really occur to the leader oftentimes.
Right.
And we see the tribe leader tuition as an entry point to where the real money gets made. And something that Mansi has brought is this passive income, this alternative investing approach, where money can really go to work for you. And this is why we love partnering with you all with Life 180, because that's very much in line with how your money can work for you. Do you want to speak to that part?
Yeah, in the beginning, we talked about the health and the wealth. And one of my biggest calling is to make sure that people do put their money to work. Because I tell all my folks that your money is your best friend that actually works for you, takes care of you. You're not here to trade time for money. You're not here to just live and pay bills and die. You're here to create the most amazing life that you can and serve others. And what good is our life if I cannot be of service to others? And how can you do that? By putting your hard-earned money into work, because now it frees up your time, which is the most valuable finite asset that you have.
Yeah.
And of course, the life keeps going on. I don't believe that it ends with this incarnation, but this incarnation is special for what it is, and you're here to do what you're meant to do. And only with your money being at work.
Totally.
Yeah, so the premise being that someone joins an abundance tribe and they experience the biggest breakthroughs in their life in their health and wealth, right? That's what the commitment is. So if we use Scotty O example, since we're all just there recently, he launched Tantra Tribe, and the promise of that 1 year, biggest breakthrough is health and wealth. Now we have people then who are going to have breakthroughs in wealth and not know what to do next. And anyone who's ever studied T. Harv Eker knows this concept of financial thermostat. It's why lottery winners will always find some way to lose it all within 3 years, right?
Yes.
Because they have a thermostat that they're set at. And our job as the leaders is to be raising that thermostat, to consciously address the money shadows. This is one of our commitments inside of health and wealth, is to be addressing, oh, wow, there is this deserving quality, or this sense of like, well, I don't know what I would do with it. Therefore, what's the sense of having it? All subconscious. So to really dig into your tribe members and say, well, why would you want to have 10 times as much money. What would you do it? How would you have the money work for you? And to make these part of the ongoing conversations is one reason I'm so excited to be working with Initiative Tantra in particular, which we didn't know was going to happen. It just kind of showed up. Sam might call that in.
Divine. I was the one actually who enrolled Scotty O.
Really?
That's
By
right.
myself on the retreat.
Do we have a lot of alternative health practitioners or like accountants or people in that?
I didn't walk
side?
with him.
This is different.
Right.
And then I didn't even sign him up there. I said, I'm going to send you the link and you register. I just had the trust that he's going to pay and come. And then John is very particular on how he does payments for calls and enrollments. And I was like, don't worry about it. He's going to come. He's going to come. He's going to sign up. And then sure enough, next day he was on.
Wow.
And the payment came through. So I just trusted the divine, and it's been such a blessing to have him in our tribe as a leader. And
That's amazing.
we do talking about the thermostat, right? Like most people are trained to be the thermometer, right? It's just like shrink yourself to the environment. No, raise the bar and create an environment where you can thrive.
I love that. that. So do you have any kind of last things to impart for wisdom for people if we have people that are looking to expand, looking to maybe start something new or branch out? They got a passion, they want to get going. I mean, you guys work with people that are kind of taking that next step every single day, right?
Yeah. I would like to say one thing.
Yes.
Just lead with heart.
I love that.
Everything else on one side and heart on one side, and you can never lose when you're working with heart. That's been my experience.
I love that.
So good.
Run your own race. Comparison is the thief of joy. And the universe has its own timeline. We get to show up and do our best every day. Be humble, be curious, make adjustments, keep showing up, and the universe has its own timeline. And enjoy the journey.
I love that.
What about first steps for people who do feel that stirring that they might be interested in becoming a tribe leader? How do they get started?
Well, we have a video we can share on Abundant Tribe Leader that we can share with you all, and that would be a great place to see if there's any resonance with coming to an abundance retreat. Because we have some folks who will plug into our retreats because they just love the community so much. And
I may have heard that their upcoming retreat is, I believe, Sedona this year, and it's going to be, did I hear 10-10? Is this accurate?
Yeah, and we have...
Are you guys able to disclose this information at this moment in time?
Yeah,
Okay.
we have shifted the plan to be in Austin.
Austin.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of energy there. And what we have done is that we have our training retreats where a lot of
members only.
like you guys have come through. But there are people who are not ready to step into that event leader role, or they're just still, they got the stirring. They want to see what's possible. So Abundance Festival is what we're doing for a bigger group where there's something for everybody.
That's awesome.
If you're an entrepreneur, or if you're really interested in alternative health, alternative wealth, that's who the Abundance Festival is for.
Well, that's like a basic premise, but there are some core values that are really big on these festivals. So it's health, wealth, spirituality, leadership, experiences, and tribe.
Nice.
These 6 core
Love that.
values is what it's built on.
So that's a great step for people who are looking to potentially become a tribe leader, would be to come and join in, I would say us, because I'm pretty sure that
We'll
we're
be
gonna
there.
be there.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, you guys will be there.
Austin instead. So that's awesome. Okay.
Austin is like becoming like a second home for us this year, like a third home
Right?
after Fort Lauderdale now. Yeah, that's awesome. So,
Yeah, same thing for us. Yeah, we're going there a lot. This year itself, we're going to be there 4 or 5 times.
yes.
Yeah, and we are excited about our own retreat home. So we just launched our Abundance Dome on our property in San Diego.
amazing.
And our house is available for retreats.
How many people can it host?
About 20 can sleep.
Okay. Wow.
That's
Yeah.
nice. Right on. And then the
Can't wait to
dome.
see it.
What's the dome story in the back?
It's all Mansi's vision. She gets the full credit on this.
Well, I had a divine download to have a geodesic dome on our property.
Okay.
And then I mapped out the whole thing, like where's the dome coming from, how much it's going to cost and all of that. And then I presented to our CFO. And then he approved it because it would have costed otherwise $60K. I finished it in $30K. So
Nice.
50% less than what it would really cost.
Sweet.
So it helps to be a real estate student. Like I've been through Fortune Builders, so
Yep.
I know a lot of tricks and different things to get to.
Nice.
And before we knew it was already ready. Our
I
team
can't
is
wait
so
to see it.
amazing. They just we just tell them and they just come and do everything, and then we go on a payment plan with them, and it's so just divinely orchestrated. Our team
Amazing.
does not stress us out about money.
Well, we'll be there to see it in March.
Yeah,
So it's gonna
March
be great.
we're doing a back for you when you.
Yeah, we're going to be there on is it the 15th?
15th, March
Nice.
15th.
I'm excited. You don't know this yet, but you're coming.
Awesome.
It's awesome. I already arranged it. My mom's coming early, so you can come with me to California. So
On the road again.
there we go.
I love it. So we'll take some video from the dome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We'll show it
so,
off for you.
And what we'll do also is we're going to put their 5-minute clip to their Abundant Tribe Leaders retreat video promo. Is that what you
Program.
program video that explains everything?
Sizzle reel.
It's a sizzle. But it's really cool. You'll see me. You'll see Hannah on there. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah, we're in there. Hannah's
dancing.
Hannah's dancing, having a little fun. Oh yeah, it's happening. It's gonna happen. Here we go. So that is it.
Cool. Well, so one final plug for you guys is just, and we didn't get into it, but you started to touch on it. I was all over the place in this conversation, but the thing that I love the most that I think differentiates you guys, well, your soul, the fact that you really love your people, you really want to help create unity among people, and all of the heart-centric things that you do and that you are. On the business side of it, I love that you give actual frameworks. Like you said, you have this blueprint for success. And I feel like in this space, oftentimes we can get so into the kumbaya and into the abundance and everybody's going to be wealthy. And if we sit around and we do our affirmations and we, just think positively,
Just the high vibe energy.
the high vibe is going to just create it all. And while I love that, and there definitely is a magnetism that comes from doing that, you also need that blueprint. You also need some tactical, proven models to get you to the success. And you guys are baller at laying out the best practices and the experiences of the really successful, heart-driven tribe leaders that have come before us. So that was one of my key takeaways from being in your abundance workshop, was that damn, they really know how to get someone from zero to this, 6 figures, 7 figures with a really scientific approach that is going to take a lot of the pitfalls out. It's going to take away the question marks, and it's going to be efficient. So that's something that I think is really rad about working with you guys that I don't think I've said yet.
Oh wow!
Just throwing that out there.
amazing.
Yeah, just a little plug for you.
So what we'll do is we'll put the links, all their contacts, all their social handles down in the description below. Go check them out. Follow them. If you are interested in attending any of their events, we'll have all the links down there. Go check it out. If you have questions, just reach out to them. So
We are here to help you thrive. And these guys are thriving as a couple, as entrepreneurs, and they are thriving because of the multiple layers of ecosystem of other people thriving that they get to nurture. And it's like an ecosystem of thriving. I mean, it's freaking heaven.
how could you not love it?
How could you not
Come
love
experience it.
So
Come experience it with
it.
all 4 of us.
yeah.
There we go.
Thank you for sharing your awesomeness with us and with our friends and our hive. I guess we can
hive.
officially start
There
to
we
tell
go.
people our hive.
Yeah. There we go.
So to your great success in all of the things that are about healing and growing and thriving. Thanks for joining us. The Abundance Retreat is the perfect home for someone who is looking to begin their business and their foray into the conscious retreat community, and also for someone who's looking to level up their game in a tribe that's a very safe place of really beautiful, heart-led entrepreneurs.
I would say this retreat is different than other retreats that are out there, surely behind the types of people that come, the quality of presentation, and also the diversification. It's rare to find some place that you can really integrate wealth, health, and spirituality into the same room.
John and Mansi are like the perfect combination of what a transformational leader should be.
Working with them has helped me transform my own relationship to money, and being around other investors and people that are entrepreneurs and successfully have run businesses. So these things resonated with me.
Hi, my name is Dr. Mansi Shah, and I'm the co-founder of Abundant Tribe Leader Operating System.
My name is John Block, and I'm the co-founder of Abundant Tribe Leader OS.
We help burnt out entrepreneurs who are stuck with mid to low six figures scale through retreats. Abundant Tribe Leader Operating System has a 6-pillar methodology where retreats are the key and live events is what they come to build themselves as transformative leaders in the marketplace.
The 6 pillars of the Abundant Tribe Leader Operating System are: number 1, wealth mastery; number 2, transformational live events; and number 3, magnetic leadership.
The 4th is authentic personal online brand. The 5th is strategic collaborative genius. And the 6th, vibrant wellness secrets.
With wealth mastery, the most common mistake that business owners make is they're obsessed with top-line revenue. Yet, who is truly profitable? Who is thriving? And with the profits that are coming in, what happens to it? Are they just reinvesting in their businesses, or are they investing smartly, finding alternative investment vehicles to have their money grow for them?
Authentic personal brand has to be a system that you get dialed in, and the consistency is the key. A lot of leaders out there, they don't understand when you don't have a brick and mortar, your virtual real estate with your online brand is everything. And if you don't show up, it's like not putting the lights on if you had a shop.
When it comes to transformational live events, when you do your in-person event, it has to be an experience they've never had before. This is what it takes to have people come back to your events again and again and again and telling their friends.
Strategic collaborative genius. This is getting out of the rut of thinking you are the solo hero of your business. You have to understand how other leaders can work with you, what are the innovative technologies and the systems you can include, and take yourself out of the burnout.
Next is magnetic leadership. When you are speaking to audiences, how can you hold their attention such that they're on the edge of their seats, fully committed to what you have to share?
Vibrant wellness secrets, aka biohacking or biostacking, is the key to being able to fully pour into yourself. And oftentimes, a lot of these leaders, they put their health on the bottom of the priority. And we have made it a point that ATLOS has health as one of the biggest values, and we offer some of the most amazing, innovative solutions to stay on track with your health.
Before I signed up, I was on the brink of overwhelm. I was at the point where I needed to build an organization to really make the impact that I'm here to make. 4 months into the program, my business is already 4x in sales. And I'm on track in 3 months to have like a $100,000 day.
While I was in the ATL, I 4x'd my business. Not once, but twice. If you're looking to level up, ATL is the place for you.
If you know that you're here to put on your live in-person events, and you know that you want these to be lucrative, at the very least sustainable, so you can keep doing this and really serving your calling, then reach out to us. We have the expertise, we have the network, we're here to serve you. If you resonate with these values of true wealth, health, and spirituality, then apply through our website. We'd love to speak with you.